As those who knew the victims and the thousands who didn't came together to remember them, the police investigation has continued. Tonight, we've learned more about the man suspected of carrying out the killings. New CCTV images are believed to show the moment he attempted to force his way into a hostel, while dramatic footage obtained by ITV News shows the moments the suspect, still at the wheel of the van, was finally cornered by police.
It's 5:33 a.m. A man strolls down the pavement and right next to him, an alleged murderer is making his final manoeuvres. The windscreen smashed, the driver edges the van forward, but police at the bottom of the road have him cornered. A second attempt at escape stalls. The driver changes gears and for a moment tries to reverse. But by now there is no backing away from his alleged crimes. An officer runs towards the van with a taser gun seen here in his hand. He manages to open a door and fire the taser inside. You can see it in the corner, fully discharged. A second officer with a second taser rushes to help before grabbing the suspect by his arm and wrestling him from the van. They spend the next 11 minutes holding him on the ground as other officers arrive, and eventually the suspect's escorted away by police. Head bowed, his shameful rampage over. Today, police released a more detailed timeline of what had happened before. Officers were called to Ilkeston Road just after 4 a.m, where students Barnaby Webber and Grace Kumar were found stabbed and unresponsive. 4 minutes later, their suspected killer tried to enter a shelter for the vulnerable on Mapley Road. He failed and moved to Magdala Road, killing Ian Coates before stealing his van. He then used it to run over 3 people in the Milton Street area, before finally being stopped and arrested on Bentinck Road. This is how close others came to the suspected killer. This is thought to be him trying to get into the shelter for the vulnerable. An arm inside punches him back, and the CCTV shows him leaving to continue his alleged killing, sparing those inside who shut him out.
Open my curtains. I normally wake up for work every morning quite early. Just opened it. He's just stood there. I just thought he's a member of staff, security, waiting for a taxi. 30 seconds later, I'm back in my room having a watch, and he's hammering on this window trying to get in there. I think the guy actually pushed him out. And this guy's disabled.
Amid all the speculation about the suspect who tormented this city, we have just a few facts. Several sources have confirmed to ITV News that he has a history of mental health problems and that he'd originally moved to Britain from West Africa some time ago. Tonight, we still don't know the motive of a man who chose to start a Tuesday morning by ending the lives of 3 others. Paul Brand, News at 10, Nottingham.
And back to Ben in Nottingham. Ben, I mean, even watching it on the television, it was emotional, but it was at times almost unbearable to watch the vigil. What was it like being there?
Well, I should say first that people are still coming here to leave flowers and to look at the flowers this evening. It was an extraordinarily moving hour or so, not least because I think the shock that this city and this student community in particular has felt over the last couple of days was really very obvious. The sense that this could have happened to any one of the students that was standing here earlier. It was moving because the families of Barnaby and Grace were here. It was moving because of the speeches by those 2 incredibly brave fathers, but it was moving too because of the raw emotion etched onto every single face. People here have so many questions that they don't have the answers to yet. The police investigation continues alongside the grieving process. People are scared, they are confused, but they are also together, and I think that was displayed very obviously earlier today.